Hello everybody, Togal here, and welcome back to another episode of Avant here on the ftog server. Last time we set up our auto living rock production back here, and it ran, I think, only for a day and a half. And I used a bunch already, and I still have 228 stacks of living rock. And I also made 8 stacks of living wood. These down here are all empty right now. I said to not export anything anymore. And the last ones have been used. So it's only the rotten flesh left in here. It worked really well. Initially, when I released the video, the last one, this was set at 1200. Wait a second. Yeah, 1200. But I upped it to 1600 because with the latency and the TPS issues that we had here, you know, every once in a while, sometimes it wasn't enough time. So 1600 was more than enough time for this to always transform before it gets broken. If you play single player or something, 1200 should be plenty for you. So, lots of stuff, guys, to do today, because today we are starting Botania. I know I mentioned last episode that I wanted to start with a new magic mod, but I have a project that I need a lot of Nether Quartz for. To be precise, a minimum of 115 stacks of Nether Quartz blocks. Not quartz, the blocks. So that's times 4, so 500-ish. Actually, 460 at minimum stacks of Nether Quartz. There's no way I'm mining this, and I really don't want to set up the builder in the Nether, because that's just going to make a huge mess with all the flowing lava, and it's just going to take too long. But there's a way with Botania. If we make... Where is this thingamajiggy? Let me see. This guy right here. Is it this one? Well, let's just look up the Nether Quartz. Right there. Recipe. We can make it with Agricraft. I'll explain that in a second. And... there we go. If we have a conjuration catalyst and put 1 Nether Quartz in, for a little bit of mana, we get 2 back. So that is the way that I said I want to automate my Nether Quartz production. Okay? Which is going to require a lot of mana. And also, of course, because if you check, we need to get to the Alfheim portal. And we are going to blaze through Botania. I'm going to say 2 episodes. And I want to be at endgame of Botania. Because I've shown Botania many times before. You guys see here, we need the Elementium and the Pixie Dust. So we got to get to Alfheim, and that's it. Then we got this. That's my goal. But if we're already there, then I would also like to make possibly, you know, the Terra Steel tools, Terra Steel armor, and so on, and a few baubles. Because it's magic. And I want to focus on magic first. So, this is what I made with the Living Rock. You guys see, it's a combination of Living Rock and Dark Oak, which I'm growing back here just by hand. And I started playing around a little bit with the architecture craft here with these pillars, and I think it looks really good. I love these pillars, the design of it. And this up here is chiseled gold. And yeah, this is our magic courtyard. And over here you guys see I laid out a big square with lights. This is going to be our mansion, a villa. It's kind of a Roman style building that I found inspiration from a build I found online in Google Images, and I built the whole thing already in Creative. But I still have to build it here, but I gotta get the materials first. It's a lot. But yeah, this is the courtyard. Over here we're gonna have Botania, and most likely here. Anyways, we got Agricraft when the newest version 0.9.5 beta. And well, I was thinking, you know, maybe I can make the... Let's see here real quick. Yeah, this one. Quartzentium. Something like that. And that supposedly gives you these quartz shards, where you can make Nether Quartz. And it's still very alpha, okay? There's very little recipes. When you make the book, by the way, make sure it's an Agricraft seed, not just a plain vanilla seed. So what I did is I took 4 potatoes. I can show you here real quick. What? What happened to my... Hello? What happened to the pumpkins? Anyway, yeah, right here. No, this is regular seed, I think. But if you take potatoes or carrots and you put them in your crafting table, you get the agricraft seed for it. So you can make that book. And I don't want to talk much about agricraft. I think I'm going to do some with it, of course, but we're going to need to wait for updates. I even set up the sprinkler system here. You guys see the sprinkler is actually not showing and the particles are very... You guys can see the water a little bit. I like that the water is less now, but it's very buggy, okay? And I checked the config files and it said between wheat and pumpkin, you have a 0.25% chance to get this quartzentium or whatever. And then I even tried with nether quartz underneath it, the ore, with soul sand, and over here is just soul sand without anything because I can't find out if it needs to be this way or not. So I said, I'm done. I spent at least 45 minutes breeding here, and it just didn't work out. Anyways, so enough of all of this. We're getting started with Botania, and we're going to go big, guys. And I said I'm going to skip some of the easy stuff, the stuff that we have done a million times before. And we're going to get right to it, okay? This time, I said I want to set up extra mana, okay? So this time, I'm actually going to go with 6 mana pools here. I've not done this before. So this mana distributor is going to fill D3, and this mana distributor D3. And I wanted to have it like this. Instead of having 8 around, I think it's fine like that. And it's also going to add up nicely with the spreaders that are going to come from back here. Recipes... I'm not going to mention anything if it's not special, guys. You know, all these recipes are in here. Very easy to look up. For example, let's go, if I can find something. Oh, come on. I can't find anything right now. Let's see. Not here. I had to disable my texture pack, by the way, because the mana pools were bright pink. And I also had a lot of buildcraft textures missing. So I disabled it with the default vanilla. Are you kidding me? I can't find it. Let's see here. Where is the spreader? Dang it. I did not want to search for it, but here you go. Just default recipes. You don't need to make the mana pools, the diluted anymore. The diluted you make with slabs now, and the regular mana pools you can craft right away. So you don't need to waste any more time. So now the first thing I need to do is make a bunch of mystical flowers. And because we're gonna need mana to make the endoflames right here. I need 24 of them, which is this recipe. And we need this mana powder here, which is, for example, redstone in the mana pool makes it for you, or gunpowder, glowstone, sugar, and all the different floor powders. I just took redstone because I have so much. But I need to get some mana in one of these pools. So the first thing we're gonna do is make... I gotta disable the magnet. We're gonna make 10 day blooms. Just so we have something going on. And fill it with water. Now you see here, right click with an empty hand. They changed this nicely. So you don't need to, let's put this here, mess around anymore with having to refill it and stuff. So I like that a lot. Anyways, let me go ahead and make 10 of these. Alright, so all 10 of these are done. I took one spreader out. And we're just going to use this pool over here for right now. So I'm going to put down the spreader right there. And let me get my one of the forest. Give it to me. What are we in? Function bind mode. And I'm just going to bind it to this one. I don't want to fill all of them, just this one. So this single one can get more mana here quickly. And I'm just going to slap these around here. Make sure, of course, that they are diagonal, or you're going to lose some efficiency. So let's put, oops, not there. Here. And one more. Whoa. Lag. Hello. Thank you. And one more here. And they should all be tied to this one. Yes. Okay. So now what I'm going to do before I can get in, make all these flowers, I'm going to wait until this here is completely filled. Well, I shouldn't say completely filled, until these 10 day blooms are used up. And then we'll see, hopefully we'll have enough mana then to make 24 of these mana powder. I think that's what they're called, right? Let's see here real quick. Mana powder, yes. And that is the last thing we'll need. And then we can set up our big mana production over here. I decided to go with Endo Flames instead of anything else because I get unlimited charcoal. And they work pretty good. There's a couple other ones like the Leaf Eaters and so on. But that would take more... what's the word I'm looking for? More infrastructure to supply all that stuff. And, you know, I got this already, the charcoal. So that's what we're going to go with. And yeah, so I'm going to be back as soon as all these day blooms are done. And then we'll see if we can make it. So after all the day blooms were gone, I did not have enough mana to make all 24 of this mana powder. So I made as many Ender Flames as I could. And I just put down 3 for now and kept filling them with charcoal. But now we have all 24 of these Ender Flames. And we can set up our automation down there. And I'm actually really excited about doing that because I think it's going to be fun. But before we do that, we're going to have to set up a way of getting the charcoal over here. And I was thinking about all kinds of different setups. Like I had possibly a train coming over here and unloading and so on. But the problem is because we don't have railcraft. We don't have cart loaders and unloaders. So I would have to use hoppers. And as we all know, hoppers are not good for servers. So I decided to go with another way, which I think is going to be really cool. Because we're going to be able to use it in different other places. And that is via RF tools. We have the, basic ender chest. The vanilla one. Where's that thing? No, it's an ender anchor. There we go. Right there. But the problem is you cannot pipe in or out from the ender chest. It was never meant to be interactable with. It's just so you can access it. So what we're going to use is the RF tools. And let's set this up real quick. It's very simple. We need to make one of these remote storages here. Very simple recipes. And we'll put that down right there. Ooh. You can actually set this up. It's looking at us. It's looking up. And it's right now, it's empty. So we can have 4 different cards. And you guys have seen me use this before. And I think unabridged and also Infinity Export mode. The way it works is we're going to put 1 card in here. That is a tier 1, 100 stacks can it hold. And this one I put here because it needs to be hooked up to power, okay? This thing needs power. And now we can set up something that is like ender chests, okay? There's no way for me to access the inventory here, even though it's holding the storage module, right? But you can use these remote storage modules. And when you put it next to it, you see I have remote ID 32. So this card is actually content ID 32. And this is now tied to it. And we're going to do the same with this. And now we have 2. And now when I put down one of these remote storages and I put the card in here. Let's say I put this in here, right? It's holding it. And then I can put this storage anywhere else. Also put the remote. Guess what? I have access to it. So we can use this as our ender chest from now on. And this one is going to go over to this spot. So I want to pump charcoal into this one, right? But because I'd like to use this possibly in more locations, like if we set up the quarry again for the items to come in, or anywhere else if we ever want to just set something up, right? And the way I figured we can do this is we're going to use an export cable right here and hook it up to our network. Click. Right now it's not exporting anything because I didn't set it up, right? I still need to put something in here, what to export. But I learned that we can use a stock upgrade. And just put it in your hand and right click it. Now it's applied to here. And now if I put a stack, let me show you guys. Let's take a weird number, 5. Oh, no, what's happening? Why did that was weird? That was weird. How did I get this higher than 64? I just wanted to click 5 in here. It's gonna supply 5 charcoal and stop. So you can actually tell it how much to keep in there. And if I take these 5 out, it's gonna bring 5 over again. And you see it brings 4 at a time. So it's quite slow, right? Well, Here's another upgrade, and that is the stack upgrade. I'm going to put one of those on here, and 4 speed upgrades. Because I want to make sure that I get this as fast as possible, because it's going to probably fuel more things, like generators and stuff. And when you hover over here, by the way, you can see what upgrades you have. Speed upgrade, stack upgrade, and stock upgrade. I don't know of a way. I'm clicking right, left, and middle mouse button, so I don't think you can get these out until you break it. Here, middle mouse button gets rid of this, and now I'm going to set up... I kind of want to set up... Let's just do 1 stack. I don't see any reason to have more than 1 stack, right? And let's see. And it's bringing over... It's faster, but it's still not very fast. But it should be fine for now. I don't want to waste much time on it. So, we got the charcoal coming in. And this is chunk loaded here. And also this area over there. So, we should never not get any charcoal. And now let's set up everything over here. I'm going to have 2 rows of these ender flames back here. 12 and 12. But we got to set up some way of stopping with the regular... pressure plate system that we've used before. And I did some testing. I used the open crates from Botania. I have 12 made over in this chest. But the problem is that I wasn't able to pump into them with the storage cables, right? And then I found these guys right here, the automatic precision droppers. Right here. The recipe isn't bad at all. You just need more of this lapis crystal and so on. So it's very simple to make. And this is what I decided we're going to use. I just have to dig down 1 because I got to place it from underneath so it's pointing down. I'm sure there's probably a way that I could do this with a wrench, but this way it's just easier. So we need 4 of these. Now that we have these 4 precision droppers here, what we're going to do is we're going to put a pressure plate right underneath it. And this is all you need, guys. And let me show you guys what I mean by that. If I put 2 dirt in here, whoops, I gotta turn off the magnet. If I put 2 dirt in here, you guys are gonna see 1 drop down. And that redstone signal, and I had no idea that that actually works. I never knew that a pressure plate gives a redstone signal to the block above it. I did not know that. So I learned something here, but you see the second one is sitting in there. As soon as I pick this one up, boom, the next one comes out. So this is all you need. There is no redstone, nothing. All you do is put a pressure plate underneath here. But of course, that's not where we're going to leave it. Because I want to be able to also toggle this system off when I want to do maintenance around here. Or maybe I just don't want any more charcoal to drop, okay? And that is why we are building this here now. And it took me a while to figure out how to all get this in here. But it should be very easy to understand. I have a repeater pointing into this block, okay? Repeater powers this block, which will also turn off this dropper. You guys see redstone mode deactivation. Which, by the way, in case you didn't know that, I think I showed it once before. If you take a torch and right-click, you can set it to pulse and then back to deactivation. So you can also turn it to only drop something if it gets a redstone signal. But I want it this way. And then we are going to put, let's put this here first. I'm going to put the cable master up here. That's for the storage system, the storage network. And an advanced solar panel on here. It only makes 32 RF a tick, but that should be enough for us to make enough power to power this cable master. And let's put this one up here too. The actual storage that has our charcoal in it is going to be up here. And then I want to block next to here. And I'm going to put a lever right there. And that's going to be my master off switch, okay? And now we just need to cable this down. Let me see. Sorry about that, guys. I had a quick real life thing to take care of. But anyway, so we got this set up right here. And we are going to, let's see, run it down. This is gonna power, oops, back here. Gimme. Come on, pick it up. There we go. We're gonna put this block right underneath here. And there's gonna be a redstone trail on top. And you guys see when I power this lever, it's gonna power this redstone. And then we're just gonna come down like this. To here. Oh, we got a block above me. that. Let me actually put a light back here, just in case there's going to be something spawning in here. And then we can simply run this down all the way, and it's long enough. Good. So now, because this one is on, I can put something in here. Let's put something in this guy right there. And you see it's not dropping, even though there's nothing on the pressure plate. So that's what I wanted to make sure that I can do. So now, next thing we need to do is run the cabling. So we're going to need this storage cable for the modular storage right there. And now I got to make sure that, oh, my magnet is off. This just knows, hey, there's inventory in here, right? And we're going to set up 4 export buses. One right there, 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 and there. And now we connect it all with the regular storage network cables. So all of this is together. I really, really love this mod. It's fantastic to run these kind of things. And there we go. Oh, I got one left over. Oh, right here. There we go. I knew I had enough. Oh, just the right amount. And now the last thing is, what we need to do is I'm going to have to get 1 charcoal. And we're going to need to set every one of these to charcoal. Oops. And it's really cool because you guys are going to see it doesn't actually, it's not like a transfer node. It goes, fills this one up and then this. It does every one of them at the same time. You see that? Because it's requesting it from 4 different. So this is really cool. And this can keep up easily. Let me put this one in here. Is it doing something? It's just a TPS that sometimes has a little problem updating. Let's put it right there. Good. So they're all gonna now fill. And now, of course, if I turn this off, you guys see? It dropped 1 charcoal on every one of them. And it turned it off. Because there's 1 sitting on that pressure plate. So I think it's really cool. I love this system and it's very simple to do. Now all we gotta do is... I feel this light will still reach over there. It should. Alright, let's go ahead and close this off here. Alright, that's the last one. And now, of course, we need to... let me get these flowers back here. Ooh. Achievement get meltdown. What? Why do I get this now? Weird. Anyway, so, and I also need this guy. I'm just worried with picking up stuff because we have this script running every 15 minutes that removes all the items that are laying around in the world. And it would, you know, be really bad if I lose anything here. So now, I guess these flowers, there's going to be 1, 2, 3 here and 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to have... Why don't we just place them? I must have missed one right there. So there's 12. And there is 12. And it's going to take a while to connect them all to the right spreader. And I am not a big fan of these being random in a quadrant of the block. I would much rather have them be at the same part of the block. But it doesn't matter. It just keeps it the same place. So you cannot line them up nicely. Anyway, it's not too bad. So this one right here, we're going to set on top of this flower. And this one on top of that. So this one is going to handle these 3 back here. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3. This one here, let's see here. We want to get to this mana spreader. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. These are going to go over there. So let's see. We want to do this one on top of this and this one on top of that. And then we'll kind of mirror it from the middle out. And then let's see here. How did I do it? I want at least these to be symmetrical. It's going to be 3rd and 2nd. So this one's here and this one is here. Good. And now I got to bind every one of these. So this guy goes to here. This guy goes to here. Ooh, somebody's doing blood magic. To here. And to here. And then the other 4 go to the other spreader. And then later on, of course, we're going to have sparks, guys. So all of these are going to be filling other pools. But this is like our reserve here, okay? That's how everything is planned. And it looks like all 4 of them can shoot. So nothing is blocking anything. And now comes the boring work. I got to tie all these flowers to their spreaders. And you see, as soon as that happens, it started sucking them up. And I gotta get this. Oh, no. This flower to that spreader. So now, 1. Oh, you're not tied. 2 and 3. Okay. And then I'm also gonna do this one to that one, this one to that one, and this one to that one. And I'm gonna do the same for the other ones here, guys. So these have been going for a little while now, and I've been keeping my eye on it, and I don't understand one thing is, I only have 3 flowers per spreader. 1, 2, 3. These go there. And past has always taught me that you can have 3 endo flames to a regular mana spreader and keep up. But you see that the endo flames are not full. Besides over here, actually, yeah, right there. You see this one is full, and so on. But anyway, I think that these spreaders, they can keep up. I produce more mana than they can transmit. And these have been, it's been going on for about half an hour, I'm gonna say. I just had some dinner. And we have made very little mana. Now, I am not sure if these right here, the mana distributors, and if you guys know, please let me know down in the comments, if they can be a bottleneck. But I don't think so. I have pumped some serious mana in the past into these, and I think they should be able to keep up. But yeah, we gotta make mana lenses. But before that, I made some brown wool, and I'm going to right-click every one of these, because that is like a sound muffler. Because with these constantly going on in the area, it's gonna drive me bonkers. So this is nice and quiet now, or quieter. It doesn't completely get rid of it, but most of it. And charcoal, by the way, is always, well, when the server update, here we go, 64, you see some are going down right now. What? Why is it using so many? Is this not... I thought I had just chunk loaded. Yeah, this is chunk loaded. And I'm pretty sure yeah, I made it so the line is outside of this last block. So I for sure everything here is going to be chunk loaded. I don't understand why these are being used so fast. It shouldn't be. Is there a maybe... Where can I go down? Let's see. Can I go down here? That is right there. Let's take on another one. And then here. Okay. I want to see if there's more than one piece of coal laying down there. No? There's one and the next one. Okay. So it's apparently just using them that fast or something. That is crazy. Look at this. That is a lot of charcoal. Anyways, I'm sure it's going to catch up here soon. Maybe not all of these precision droppers were full yet, so it's still trying to catch up. But the next thing is I want to make mana lenses. I want to make 2 mana lenses for every one of them, and then we combine them. I want to make the velocity and potency. Velocity makes these, what are they called here? These mana bursts travel faster, but they can carry a little less. And the potency makes the... makes them carry twice as much, but a little slower. So in the past, I've always used that combination. It worked really well. But in order to do that, of course, we need to make a runic altar. So let's make one of these guys real quick. And I'm going to use this guy here. I need 1 mana pearl. There we go. And we can come over here and make our runic altar like this, right? Yes, there we go. And I also need to make... Do I have a mana pedal? Perfect. I need to make 1 more mana spreader for this. Something like that? Yes. Awesome. Okay, and this guy I'm gonna place just here, right here for now. I don't know exactly where I want to arrange this yet and so on. And this guy should not interfere with anything. And we're gonna aim it to this one. Good. Now probably actually want to make a lens for this also, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna have enough stuff. So now for these, I'm gonna need to make runes of air and runes of fire. So I'm gonna just show you guys one of them. Just drop these 3 and... Oh yes, I forgot. I need to make this stuff here too. Oh, I can't drop it in there. Can I have it back, please? Thank you. Let's just use this guy then. I need to make this mana powder. And I'm gonna just make... Whenever I make runes, guys, I always make it in bulk. So what am I missing? I think one more of these. There we go. And it's starting, and when you see, it's making a rune of air. And then when it is done, I'm gonna need 16. Yeah, I'm gonna make 8 sets of these and 8 sets of that. Whenever I make runes, as I started to say, is I always make them in bulk. Now, this one right here, I think makes us 4. Yes, it's gonna make us 4. And I'm probably gonna make one set... you know what? Let's just make this together real quick. And we can make one of these lenses real quick, and then I'll make all the other ones off camera. There we go. We got our runes of air. I think... Oh, we only get 2. Okay. I am going to turn on the magnet. I should be far enough away from over there. And now we'll make a rune of fire. Oh, man. 1, 2. What's happening? Did it take everything? Oh, there is the nether brick. And we'll need one of these and also one of these. And it makes this. And while we wait for that, I cannot get this into that one, can I? No. Give it back to me. Alright, let me drop half of this in there. And see how many we get. Because I also need a lot of this mana steel for making the... Making all the lenses. Come on. And let's do half here. And half right there. Alright, good. So now we got enough. This should be done. Let's put another one of these. Right there. And yeah, give it to me. Cool. So we got that. Now let's make one mana lens. I'm gonna need a lot more glass. I actually have more glass cooking up right now. And in the middle goes... Oh, actually, sorry. It's the other way around. It goes like that. And then you put this around. And that makes you a mana lens. I actually need 2. Forgot. 1, 2, 3. So 1 and 2. And the first one is with air. And that makes you the mana lens velocity. And the second one is with the fire. And that makes the potency. And then we put them together with a slime ball. And that makes your composite mana lens. Velocity and potency. And this one I'm going to use on all 8 of these. I'm just going to show you guys. So maybe we can see this in action. You see it pulses a lot faster and this traveled. And it's actually bringing more. So now we can actually see. But the mana spreader is still not getting rid of this fast enough. I don't understand. Maybe it's... It might be catching up now. You see how it goes down further? Yeah, that did the trick right there. That's what I wanted. Perfect. But for right now, I'm actually going to take this mana lens and put it on here. Because then, you guys see here in 1 second, when I put all this stuff on here, and this, it's actually going to fill this. Look how much faster it makes this rune. And that way I can make all the runes, and I need to get one more... No, I don't. I just need to get more glass. One more glass pane, because I forgot about this extra one here. So I need to make 8 more of these guys. And when I have them, then I'm going to let this sit for a while and see how much mana this produces us again. Guys, I've been wrecking my brain on this for a couple hours. I cannot explain what happened, but I had to do some changes. You see how little mana we have? And it's used over 600 stacks of charcoal to get to this point, which is... It's not right, okay? And every time I was here, I could not figure out what's going on. Where is the charcoal going, right? And you guys see, this is chunk loaded here. It's chunk loaded. Everything works and keeps going. But there seems to be a problem with the pressure plates that were down there. Okay? Let me go down here and show you guys. I changed this up a little bit. It's still the same functionality. I just added the living rock or living bricks here to make it look nicer. So there used to be the pressure plates right here. They're gone now, and I'll explain to you in a second why. And when I was here, there was always just one sitting on it. It worked nicely. But as soon as I logged out, I noticed this once by coincidence. after I added the glass. I logged out up here, and when I came in, I looked down, and there was stacks and stacks and stacks. I turned on my magnet, and instantly my entire inventory was filled with charcoal. So for some reason, when I am not here, it was chunk loaded and kept dropping them, but the pressure plate did not fire. So it didn't lock this thing up, right? And then, of course, that is where all the charcoal went. And because I went to sleep and I came up back on in the morning, I had no more charcoal because it was probably all just gone. So that is what caused this. So I tried to figure out what am I going to do, right? Well, what I did now is, when you check here with the redstone torch, I changed these precision droppers to pulse. So now they only drop, or they only activate when they actually get a redstone signal. So just right-click it, right? And then it sets it to pulse. And then I added a timer from RF Tools up here, next to each one of them. And the orange, you see that orange arrow up there, is pointing towards the precision dropper. And I set them all to 150. That is 7.5 seconds. Okay? And I did some testing. I had it at 200 seconds first, but then I noticed that some of the flowers on top were not always full. Okay? And 150, so 7.5 seconds, because don't forget that there's 6 trying to get charcoal. I don't want that. Keep that. So I added one here, there, and there, and just removed the pressure plates, and it works. And the redstone to disable it is still the same. Because if I flip the lever and the repeater powers the block over here, it will give it a pulse, and because the pulse never goes away, it doesn't continue. So I can also disable this. And this works really nice now. I actually made more mana in the last hour than I made the entire night before here, last night. So it is working, and I don't know if... I don't have an explanation exactly why these don't trigger, but I'm gonna say it has something to do with the FTB utilities chunk loading. That's the only explanation I have. I've never seen other chunk loaders not work with this setup. I've used this kind of setup so many times before. But anyways, so it's going, and now hopefully by next episode, which I'm gonna record here quite shortly, hopefully, we're gonna have enough mana to actually go with what we want to do here, and that is start upgrading everything so we can get the Alfheim portal going and sparks and so on. But before we end the episode, 2 more things I want to show you. And that is, I set up 10 fishers over here from actual additions or fishing nets. They're quite easy. Every one of them costs one diamond pretty much. Okay, so there's 10 diamonds, which is fine. And how it works is you put a chest above it in the water, and then it sucks up drops, random drops. And what I'm hoping to accomplish with this, I know Mike has a bunch of them going over in his space, and he's been supplying me with, you know, enchanting books left and right, all the silk touch and all that stuff. So I'm hoping that, you know, over the next few hours and so on, that I'm gonna get a bunch of enchanting books that I want. I have a bunch, but not enough for what I want to do. And yeah, so that is set up, and now we're gonna make a couple of toys before the end of the episode that I want to get done. First thing we're gonna make is a mana tablet, and then we're gonna put this here and make the band of mana out of it. So it's not in my inventory, I can actually put it on my wobble slot. The next thing I want to do is make the full armor, mana steel armor, so the mana steel boots, the helmet, the legs, and the chest. And let's put that stuff on. And this is what I want to enchant here, of course. Ooh, they changed the look of it. It looks nice. And I don't need to worry about it breaking and so on. But of course, I do want to get, you know, like haste and feather falling from these guys would have been nice. But I can't get it off anymore. The other thing is I want to make is all the tools. So there's the axe. There's the shovel. Wait. Oh, there it is. There's the pick. And the sword. And then over here, I also want to make the mana steel shears. I want to make the rod of the lens, which takes a rune of earth. And I want to make the rod of the seas. I don't really need any of the other rods right now, but I like to have these two because they're just awesome. I love the dirt stick. And actually, there's something I want to check here. I have not used yet, and that is this thing here, a trash bag. It takes 2 string and 5 leather. I want to try this out real quick. It's right here. So, what did I say? 5 leather and 2 strings, yes. Let's go ahead and make that one. And apparently this is like a void bag. So we'll set this up in a second, but first I gotta get some mana into this ring. Otherwise we can't do anything. In case you don't know how this works, the mana, steel, armor, and also the tools automatically repair themselves for if you have mana. Okay, it will use the mana instead of the durability. Well, it's not true. It actually uses the durability, but then... Let's find the fullest one here. But then it actually restores the durability from the mana. Alright, it looks like this one. So let's set this one. I gotta make sure I'm in function mode. And you see right there, I change it to suck mana out of the pool into my mana tablet. And let's put this guy on. Let me see what time it is. Alright. Gotta be careful because we have that every 15 minutes. It destroys all items that are laying on the ground. And I just checked the time. It's 5 minutes after the full hour. So I get 10 minutes before it would destroy the items that are laying on the ground, which means it will also remove the band of mana. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. We have to get rid of the items every 15 minutes because people have spillages, and it's just way too many people, you know, to check every day if their setups are overflowing and stuff. So just something we're gonna have to get used to, which is fine. It's no big deal. Anybody that plays on public servers needs to get used to that. Now let's just wait another second here until this is... It looks like it might be full. No, not yet. Why you no saki? Give me the mana. Give it all to me. Alright, there we go. Must have not registered or something. Alright. And because we enchanted all the diamond armor and tools on a live stream, and I got really lucky with the enchants there. But I'm gonna do all the enchanting of the armor and the tools between episodes because I want to get right into, you know, going back into Botania when we start the next episode. So now we got the shears is really nice to have, so I don't need to worry about fixing those anymore. But now we'll use the dirt stick. Dirt stick, if you don't know it, you just right click and it summons a piece of dirt out of thin air and it loses a little bit of mana. You know, a joke how little. Alright, now let's use this. And now I think, I haven't used one of these yet. If I put this in there. Alright. And now I drop the dirt on the ground. Yeah, it automatically voids every dirt that I pick up. Now, do I need to have this on the inventory? Let's see. No. Very cool. And that's just perfect with a dirt stick. You know, when you build, when you pillar up somewhere... I don't want to have, you know, dozens and dozens of dirt in my inventory after a while and so on. So, yeah. Anyways, and now one more thing is, you guys see I landscaped a lot more. And we also started to put in some water features here. There's lots of things that are going to happen here. And I also have 3 people that are going to move in with me now. We're going to have Glitch over here. My villa is going to be there. Mike Warpower is going to build something over there, he said. Hopefully he will. And Calgorian is going to build another building this way. And then in between, we're going to have all our, you know, farms and whatnot, whatever we need. But we're gonna go really big here with a certain style. It's almost like a Roman style that we want to go for. This is not really that Roman looking, but the villa you guys are gonna see looks very Mediterranean from many years ago and so on. But anyways, guys, so we got Botania going. We got a decent mana setup now that I figured out where my charcoal was going. We got armor, we got tools, and like I said, next time we're really gonna attack. I want to get to the Alpha portal. I do want to get to the Nether Quartz automation over here because I really need it before I can start building my vanilla villa. Anyways, guys, I'm stumbling over my words. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.